In this video, guys, we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you should buy a Sony APS-C camera in 2021. And I want to do this video because I own now the Sony a6000 for around 2 years. And I just feel like I have to do this video because so far great experiences with Sony APS-C cameras. And I see a lot of photographers, especially beginners, who think that they need like a full frame camera to be a good photographer. And I want to give you 5 reasons today why Sony APS-C cameras are also a great choice. And I would say we also get straight into the video and basically start also with point number 1. And the reason why you should buy a Sony APS-C camera is definitely that they are light and compact. And I cannot tell you guys, in my photo shoot experience with the Sony a6000 and Sony a6100, I always had good experiences, especially with the weight, because the Sony APS-C cameras are so light in weight. I mean, the Sony a6000 is only around 344 grams. And when you have like photos, on photo shoots which go for around 3 or 4 hours, you definitely notice that even after 3 hours, these cameras don't get too heavy. Because on my photo shoots, I usually just photo shoot with one hand, because in my other hand, I have like my gimbal where I record my behind the scenes. And this is a big benefit of Sony APS-C cameras, in my opinion, that you can shoot for so long and your arm doesn't fall off, literally. Because when I shoot with the Sony a7 III, after like 2 hours of photo shooting, I just realized my arm gets so heavy if I only shoot with one hand. And with the APS-C, Sony a6000, for example, I can change the settings with one hand and it works pretty good. And this is something I like a lot about the Sony APS-C lineup. And my second reason why you should buy Sony APS-C camera is definitely the price. And I cannot tell you how much I love APS-C cameras, because when you want to get like, for example, an APS-C lens, you pay almost half the price than when you buy full frame lens. So for example, I got the Sigma 30mm 1.4, which was also my first prime lens for my Sony a6000. And with my a6000 and the Sigma 30mm 1.4, I only paid around 650 euros. And when you compare that to the Sony a7 II, for the body alone, you pay around 900 euros. And if you're just a beginner out there, I just feel like this is a great way to start into like photography, because it doesn't break your bank and you don't have to spend so much money on gear. And especially camera gear can get so expensive. So that is why I went also into, APS-C as a beginner, because, I didn't have to like pay so much money and I still got a lot of value from the camera. And my third reason why you should buy an APS-C camera is definitely the autofocus, because with my Sony a6000, and we spoke about the price, I mean, for the Sony a6000, you only pay around 400 to 500 euros, and you get an autofocus of 179. And this is pretty good, I mean, for the value you pay. And so far with the Sony a6000 or with the Sony a6100, with the autofocus, I'm pretty happy. I mean, when you're doing photos and when you also have like, for example, a prime lens like the Sigma 30mm 1.4, that works actually pretty good together. And 95% of my portraits are sharp and also in focus. And especially as a beginner, you want a camera which is also reliable. And that is why I went into APS-C, because also the autofocus works pretty good. And my fourth reason why you should buy Sony APS-C camera is definitely that you can shoot up to 11 photos per second. And when I started out, I didn't have any clue about what was like 11 photos per second and anything about that. And when I went into photography and when I did my first photo shoots, I realized that with the Sony a6000 and with the a6100, you are able, to do like so many photos in a row. And this is amazing because, when you want to capture that moment, this is, a great thing about the APS-C lineup. I mean, you can do so many photos, and then, if you're, for example, doing a photo where there's a special occasion, you can capture that moment. And I can just tell you guys, like all of my photos I've done on my Instagram were like shot in burst mode, and I was always using the photos which were in the moment. And this is something I like, that you cannot miss out on each photo. And this is something which is amazing about the Sony APS-C lineup. And my final reason, and definitely one of the best features about the Sony APS-C lineup, is that there's a great secondhand market. And I see so many like, advertisements on eBay that, you know, a lot of people are selling their cameras, and I was like going on eBay the other day and I saw like the Sony a6000 for around 300 euros used, and the guy was also selling the kit lens, 2 batteries, and I mean the camera was owned and it was, you know, owned for a couple of months. But when you're an absolute beginner and if you don't have much money to spend, I just feel like this is a great bargain, because I mean, for the a6000 you already pay around 500 euros today, and you can get it even cheaper. And there are even some, you know, some advertisements and some deals, you know, which are actually pretty good. And, you know, some people only use the camera for 1 or 2 photo shoots and then they sell it. So this is why when you are a beginner and you don't have much money to spend, this is a great, you know, chance, you know, to get into mirrorless and to get a camera, because the secondhand market from the APS-C lineup is so good. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope everything what I said in this video was helpful. And if you want to see like more Sony APS-C content on my YouTube channel, you can definitely also check out my APS-C photoshoot behind scenes on the top left. And also one big question to you guys: what Sony APS-C camera do you use at the moment? Let me know in the comments down below. And also guys, make sure to always take care of yourself, and see you next time. Bye.